today I'm going to be speaking on the message I titled Wisdom Capacity for Impact. Wisdom Capacity for Impact. Let me start with this question. How do you know if you are wise? I'm asking you, anyone? How do you know if you are wise? You want to tell someone that you are wise. How do you know? Can someone just, one or two people? How do you know you are wise? If you are wise, anyone? You are not even sure whether you are wise? Because I was expecting to see every hand. So no one here is sure that you are wise? You are wise? Hey, come and tell us. So how do you sure that you are wise? Come out. Sister Lourdes, come and tell us. So how do you know that you are wise? Tell us.
Because I follow God's instruction. Remember, you said, ask God for your wisdom so your problem has a solution. And then I asked God, and then I talked to my daughter, and I said, please send 1,000 to the church in the Philippines. And I know that them will be sold. And then the last enrollment is on Friday, but we pay on Wednesday because we follow God's instruction.
I want you to clap for her very well. That's a wonderful one. Following God's instruction makes wise. Because the Bible is the wisdom of God in print. This Bible is the wisdom of God in print. When you have conversation with God through His word, you become wise. That's just the truth. But in this context today, I want to focus on impact. How do you know that if you are wise? It's about the impact that you make on people. King David was celebrated in the land of Israel in 1996. That was 3,000 years after his death because of his impact. He was a man of great wisdom. In 2 Samuel chapter 14 verse 20, you remember, a woman came to David and he said, you are as wise as an angel. Because I know my Lord is as wise as an angel. There was a time I tried to do a kind of a short study on how many kings rule in Israel, in the Bible. And I saw that they actually had 39 kings that rule. And out of these 39 kings that ruled, it was only David that was remembered by the people of Israel to be celebrated in 1996 because of his impact. So today we are looking at wisdom capacity for impact. Why? As believers in Christ, we are not only saved from sin, we are saved to make impact. I've said this several times. We are not the light of the church. We are the light of the world. We are to lighten the darkness in the world. We are to make impact. That's what Jesus was saying. We are not the salt of the church. We are the salt of the world. We are to bring salt into the world. The same way salt sweetens your soup, your food. You are called to sweeten this world. This world is full of sorrow, full of evil, full of... So we are sent here to influence lives of the people, to transform their lives for Jesus. We are to bring in the culture of heaven and impose it on the people of this world, not the other way around. But the problem now is you discover that instead of the church to be imparting the word, it's the word that is imparting the church. Because the church is trying to be like the word. Whereas it's the word that's supposed to be like the church. But listen, like I said, impart requires capacity. It requires capacity. Proverbs 4:7. Bible says wisdom is the principal things. If you don't know the word principal, number one, wisdom is the number one thing. Wisdom is the first thing. Therefore, get wisdom in all you're getting. In any way, get understanding. Proverbs 24 verse 3 says, by wisdom, every house is built. Whether your career, whether your home, whether your marriage, whether your finances, by wisdom, every house is built. It's wisdom. Look at that testimony. She got that testimony. She got that testimony from last Sunday's message. That there is a wisdom solution to every problem of your life. She followed instructions, and then she got her testimony. That's just it. People of God. So today's message is an invitation to reassess how you are living. How you are living. The wise ask different questions. What does this season demand of me? What does this season demand of me? Yeah, there are a lot of things happening around me. What does it demand of me? Everybody is celebrating Daniel today and his friends. But they were the people that understood times and seasons by the wisdom of God. They were small boys, young boys that were captured from Israel, and they were brought to Babylon as slaves. And they were brought to the king's palace to serve. But these 4 boys says, we will not give ourselves to the king's rich food. They asked the head of the chef in the king's palace, don't give us all this rich food. Yeah, we know. Just give us vegetables. We are okay. And at the end of the day, the Bible said they were 10 times better. 10 times better than all their colleagues. Wisdom. So the wise ask, what baggage must I leave behind? What are those things that I must drop? What are those things that are dragging me down, that are pinning me down? That was what Jacob did. God, I cannot continue like this. My life must change. Give me a new name. And the angel said, okay, your name will no longer be called Jacob, meaning supplanter. But from now on, your name shall be called Israel. For you have fought with God and you have prevailed. God changed his name. The wise asked, what must be restructured to sustain impact? That's the way the wise lives. Abraham looked at his life that things were not working. Even though God asked him to get out of his family, get out of your kindred, and follow me. He actually followed God, right? He departed. He was obedient. But yet, Things were not moving the way things supposed to move. And what did he do? He restructured. He pivoted. He adjusted his life. He looked at the life. What is going on? He discovered that, okay, when he was going, he took Lot, his nephew, with him. And from time to time, his servants and the servant of Lot, they usually fight. They were fighting, quarreling. And anywhere there is strife, there is quarreling, you cannot enjoy the presence of God there. And what did Abraham do? Abraham said, okay, Lot, come on. My nephew, come. We can do this thing better. I think we need to separate. Choose a place for yourself. You should choose first. Let's separate. This is where I'm going. Go and read your Bible. Immediately Lot departed from Abraham. It was not Abraham then. Bible says, and the Lord appeared unto Abraham again. If Lot had not departed, Abraham would have been in the same spot. So there are some times you need to restructure your life. You need to pivot. You need to adjust. You need to let some things go. You need to bring in some new things. So let's look at the life of Moses quickly before we go today. In Exodus chapter 18, we want to look at the life of Moses to explain wisdom, capacity for influence. In Exodus 18. So the first thing that happens is priorities. Doing less, finishing more. Doing less, finishing more. Look at Moses. Moses was somebody that is everywhere. He wanted to do everything. Moses will wake up in the morning. He will not go to bed until night time. Doing what? Judging the people. Counseling the people. Doing everything. Wanted to impress everything. He was doing much. Listen to this. This is the problem with us. Most people struggle not because they don't have clear-cut vision. Not because God has not spoken to them. They struggle because there are a lot of things competing with their vision at the same time. A lot of things. You have your vision, but a lot of things competing with your vision. Paul said, this one thing I do. This one thing I do. How many projects have you started in your life and you finish it? Think about that. It's not that you don't start something. You start, but you don't finish it. You do this small. I give up. You do this. I give up. A lot of things competing with your vision. Impact does not come from doing more, but from focusing on fewer, bigger, bolder priorities and seeing them through to completion. That is wisdom. That is when you can make impact. You must be a man or a woman of one thing. Focus on it. Do it properly. Moses was trying to do everything. Prioritization is not doing everything that needs to be done. It is identifying what deserves your highest level of attention. Many of us are so stressful. We are tired. Easily. Because we want to be a superman, in quote, or superwoman. If everything is your responsibility, your most important responsibility will eventually suffer. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Doing less, finishing more. I told us this month is a month of wisdom. God wants to give us a lot of wisdom. The young generation, they enjoyed wisdom yesterday. How to get your priority right. Number one, choose purpose over pressure. Choose purpose over pressure. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? When you are operating in your purpose, you will get a lot of things done easily without much stress. I can tell you that. No matter the prayer you pray for me, I can never survive inside the water. Because God did not create me to survive inside the water. Some of us are in a wrong career. That is why we struggle. Some of us are in a wrong relationship. That is why we struggle. Some of us are in the wrong place. That is why we struggle. A fish can never survive outside the river. No matter how beautiful the fish is. I don't know the name of the of the fishes. You know, some of them look golden. Oh, this is a golden fish. Oh, very, very beautiful. The fact that it's golden doesn't make it to survive outside the river. You have to put it back into the water. Bring it outside the water, it's going to die. Choose important over urgent. Not everything requires your presence. Not everything requires your attention. Not everything. Some of you need to learn how to put your phone on airplane mode. They put that airplane mode there so that that phone will not be controlling you. Will not be controlling your life. If you want to get me, you better get me before I go to bed. If you want to get me, immediately I want to sleep, I put my phone on airplane mode. And I release you to the hand of God. He that keepeth Israel does not sleep nor slumber. It's only God that does not sleep nor slumber, not me. I will sleep. I will slumber. So when I wake up, I see your message, I will answer. Because I need to keep this body functioning very well for me to be able to live long and do the job that God has given me. Hello, church. Okay. Because you are so quiet. You are learning. Okay. Choose quality over quantity. Choose quality over quantity. Some of us, it's quantity we are running after. Nobody cares about quantity, they cares about quality. In your business, in your career, in everything that you do, focus on quality, not quantity. Focus on quality. Choose impact over activity. Number 2, rose what only you can do. You know, as you grow in faith, your greatest challenge is no longer impact, is no longer effort. Your greatest challenge is focus. It's focus. As a believer in Christ, your greatest challenge is focus. There was a story in the Bible. A prophet was telling King Ahab that there was this soldier that was asked, watch over this captive. If he lives, you are going to pay for it. And what happened? He allowed this captive to go free. And when his boss came, he said, yeah, where is the guy that I asked you to be keeping watch over? He said, when I was busy here and there, I was busy here and there, and he escaped. And his boss said, your life for his life. Bible says, if your eye is focused, if your eye is single, your body will be full of light. Let your eye be single. Avoid distraction. Some of us are so distracted. Jethro did not tell Moses to abandon his leadership role. Instead, he helped Moses identify what only Moses could do. You know, what happened was that as Moses was distracted, doing all those thoughts and everything, from morning to night, his father-in-law called Jethro came to visit him. And Jethro looked at Moses and said, you are going to kill yourself. You will just die young. You will die prematurely. Moses said, it's like, Moses, I hope you are not cursing me. I'm not cursing you. You cannot be doing all these things. Do what only you alone can do. Give the rest to other people. There are many things in your life that you should let go and focus on your strength. Market your strength. Market your strength. Market your strength, not your weakness. When you are marketing your strength, people will never see your weakness. I can tell you that. But the problem is that you are marketing your weaknesses to the people. And people begin to see your fault. Take, for instance, you know you are not very good at English language. And they ask you to come and be teaching English language in your school. There is nothing wrong in telling your boss, please, I prefer social studies. I prefer government. Or I prefer chemistry. I prefer physics. Don't try to say, don't worry, I will go and read for it. And at the end of the day, you begin to teach your student and then they fail. And they are now blaming you. And the next thing you said, they don't like me. I was only trying to help them. See the way they've turned everything over me. You are the one that market your weakness. Market your strength. Do what only you alone can do. So Jethro was telling Moses, focus on spiritual direction. Focus on teaching the people. Focus on prayer, intercession. Focus on difficult judgments. And Moses agreed. And the life of Moses was prolonged. Moses died at the age of 120. Bible says his eyes were not dim, nor his natural strength abated. Moses was so strong at 120. It was so strong. They couldn't find his grave till today. Because God called him to the mountain. Some people believe that the angel took him away. Because they couldn't find his grave. He was so strong. At 120, he was not using glasses. No, no glasses. He could read, he could see clearly. His natural strength was not abated. Moses at 120 was still leading people in the wilderness. Remember, there was no vehicle, no car, no train. They were walking. A 120 years old man leading people in the wilderness, walking. Follow me. You know, he was the one that always lead them in the front. Follow me. And he was so strong. Because he followed the advice of his father-in-law. So ask yourself, what am I doing that someone else can do? And what am I doing that only I can do? So ask yourself. That is why I said in this church, you are not permitted to be in more than 2 units. It's not that pastor doesn't want you to work. No. You want to be in the worship team. You want to be in hospitality. You want to be in audiovisual. You want to be in follow-up. You want to be in even the group that we have not created. You want to be there. You're already praying ahead. When they create this group, I'm going to join. At the end of the day, you become ineffective. You are just there by register. They just see your name there. You don't function. Doing what only you can do makes you more effective than merely efficient. I explained that to the young generation yesterday. To be efficient is to be doing good things. But in this kingdom, God does not want us to only do good things. He wants us to do the right thing. The right thing. You may be doing good thing. But remember, Jesus said, no man is good except my Father in heaven. That is why your good can never take you to heaven. You have to be right with God. The same thing in your career. You have to be right in what you are doing. Not just doing good things. It goes beyond you going to work every day, signing register, teaching the student in the class. Are you doing it right? That's the question. If you are not doing it right, they will sack you. No matter the prayer, it's not about prayer. There are some things prayer will not change it. You have to do the right thing. So market your strength and know your weaknesses. Number 3, time from management to allocation. Moses' problem was not simply a lack of time. He had misallocated his time. He had misallocated his time. The time that is supposed to be praying, no more prayer. Yes. Busy judging people. The time that is supposed to set aside for his family, no more time. He will leave home in the morning, coming back in the night. I'm tired. In fact, my legs have disagreed with my body. Just give me food. Give me food. Let me sleep. And when the wife talk, don't you know I'm serving God? No. Those of you that are pastors that are hearing me now, maybe online or here, you must have time for your family. Family comes before ministry. I'm not saying you should be lazy in your ministry. But family comes first. In fact, your family is your number 1 ministry. But Jethro said, Moses, listen, calm down, calm down. We do this. You can do this. Choose people that can do this thing for you. And focus on the major thing. major on the major, and minor on the minor. And that's a message for every one of us. We must learn how to major on the major things and minor on the minor things. Learn how to major on the major things and minor on the minor things. That is what will prolong your life. Bible says wisdom will prolong your life. So all this wisdom you are hearing, if you want to live long, you better put it to work. You better put it to work. I hear this all the time, Pastor. Oh, I don't have time. I don't have enough time. I can't keep it up. Let me tell you the truth. Nobody wants to hear. Time cannot be managed. It moves at the same time for everyone. You can't manage it. That's just the truth. There is no one that have more than 24 hours. Have you seen anyone that have more than 24 hours? 24 hours is for everybody. So what makes you unique is how you allocate your time. You need to travel from Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi by flight, 2 hours, right? But because you don't know how to manage and not that you don't have money, you prefer to go by night bus. And then you spend the whole day. How can I pay the whole 5 million? 5. And then you get to Hanoi, your body, everything, weaken. Your strength, weaken. And then you spend another day massaging your body. You are not useful for anybody. You are not useful for yourself. Just because you are dodging 5 million. Even the money you are going to spend is even more than that 5 million. By the time you now go to the hospital, God forbid. So allocate your time according to importance. According to your callings, according to your responsibility, according to difficulty, according to impact. Allocate your time. Look at your life. Look at everything. Which one is the most important in this? When you wake up every morning, you must look at your life. What am I going to do today? Which one is the most important? Let me focus on this first. Focus on the important thing first. Focus on the difficult thing first. Focus on your purpose first, on your calling. Pastor Deborah preached a message here some time ago that every day you must do something about your purpose. She preached that message, March. Every day you must do something about your purpose in life. What am I going to do today to make my life better, to make my ministry better, to make my career better, to make me a better husband, to make me a better wife? That is wisdom. So wisdom is knowing that every request deserves consideration but not every request deserves equal time. There are some things that have to wait. It's not a sin for it to wait. You can say, you can pause it. Psalm 90 verse 12 says, teach me to number our days. Or teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. So numbering our days is not counting time. It is valuing time. It's understanding that time is one of God's greatest gifts, yet is the only resource we can never recover. Time wasted can never be recovered. Somebody share a testimony here this morning. Oh, I have added another year to my year. That's the thing. Time wasted cannot be recovered. Because every day you are growing. Maybe you don't know. Go and look into your mirror. Or bring out your photograph of 10 years ago and look at yourself. Maybe you don't know. Some of you saw my wedding picture yesterday. Is that the way I look now? So stop deceiving yourself. You are growing every day. And this requires answering hard questions honestly. In this season of my life, who am I called to? Everybody cannot be your friend. Everybody cannot be your colleague. Everybody cannot be in your association. You are not sent to everybody. You are not. Where do I bring the greatest fruit? You need to look at it. Don't go to a place where you are not being celebrated. Don't go to a place where you are tolerated and you are not celebrated. Time is of essence. If you are not being celebrated in that place, leave. Leave. Go to a place that people will celebrate you. Don't go to a place where they are managing you. They are threatening you all the time. It's because we have not found a better person. You think we even need somebody like you in this place? And you don't know at that particular time you need to begin to apply for another job. Until they kick you out. You now begin to cast out demon. That's not demon. It's you. They have been giving you sign. What brings me the deepest fulfillment and joy? Don't go to a place that kill your joy. You are leaving home in the morning. Okay, I just need to go. And your blood pressure is rising. Why? Why are you still going there? You have a friend that anytime you have a conversation with him or with her, he always brings you sorrow. There was a time my wife told me that I will stop hanging out with this lady. I said, what happened? She said, because anytime we hang out, she always makes me depressed. I said, in what way? She said she will tell me some stories that can make someone to be thinking, one of my friends just died of cancer last week. Another one had leukemia. Another one, in fact, the doctor said, I said, I agree with you 100%. Stop. Stop. When you visit somebody, you leave the place, you feel depressed. That's not a good friend. Bible says iron sharpens iron. A good friend should sharpen your spirit. You should leave the place energized. You should leave the place with joy. You should be thinking of another meeting. Oh, I really enjoyed our hanging out today. Not that you are going to say, I pray, that such a thing do not happen to my family. Your calendar is not neutral. It reveals your theology in action. It's telling the truth about what you value. Some claim to value prayer, but their calendars tell a different story. Some claim to value family, but their calendars tell a different story. So let me give you this assignment. Take your calendar for the last 30 days, Look at it honestly. What does it reveal about what you truly value? Where is your time flowing? What needs to change? Look at it. Just think about it, what you've done in the last 30 days. Are you productive? Can you say you were productive? Or you were just eating time, spending time, instead of investing time? So stop managing time, start allocating it. That's wisdom. Number 4, energy. The hidden currency of living for impact. People often say that time is man's most valuable asset. That's a common thing. But that's only partially true. Time without energy is useless. Time without energy is useless. That was the reason Jethro was telling Moses, look at the way you are using your energy. You will kill yourself. He said you will weary yourself. That was his word for him. You will weary yourself. You will not only weary yourself, you will weary these people that follow you. Because some people, they wanted to see Moses. They will come in the morning. Maybe their turn will not come until 7 p.m. No food, nothing. And they will be on the queue. He told them, you will not only weary yourself, you will weary the people around you. If you are here today, you have wearied yourself. I have good news for you. Bible says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and young men shall utterly fall. But those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. It's good that it's raining, so we can be here till 6 p.m. So let it continue raining. After all, you cannot enter the rain. So we can be here till 6 p.m. No problem. So Moses' leadership system was consuming not only the time, but his strength. You can have a full calendar and still lack the strength, focus, or clarity to engage what's on it. Time is visible, energy is often invisible. People don't usually run out of time, they run out of energy. And when energy is depleted, even the best plans collapse under their own weight. That's the truth. Stop weary yourselves. There was a time Jonathan was fighting. Jonathan, the son of King Saul. He was leading the battle against the Philistines. And King Saul already said, nobody is permitted to eat anything or drink anything. And he was winning this war, but he discovered that his energy was going down. He had to break the rule. He saw an honey, and he decided to put honey in his mouth. And what happened? Energy came back. And he fought the Philistines until he won the battle. You need energy. You need energy. Energy is physical, spiritual, emotional, and relational. In fact, what drains most people most is the lack of mental energy. When your soul is weakened, everything will lose control in your body. How many people know that? Let me see your hand. When your heart, your mind is weakened, no matter what the doctor tells you, if your mind is still strong, nothing will happen to you. The doctor say, oh, you will not live 10 days, you will not live more than 6 months. If your mind is so strong that no matter what, I'm going to survive it, you will survive it. But immediately, everything lose control. Your energy, your purpose is in your energy. If you don't have enough energy, you can't fulfill your purpose. So preserve your energy. When people align with what they are called to do, energy follows. I'm a living witness of that. As I'm preaching, I can preach now from now till tomorrow morning. Because that's what I'm called to do. But ask me, if you want to disgrace me now, ask me to come and swim. Then you will. Yes, you will see a jellyfish. So your energy is a limited resource. Spend it where you are, where your calling requires your strength. One major thing that drains energy is wrong company. Wrong company. So you must know the difference between energy-giving relationship and energy-drain relationship. You must know the difference between energy-giving relationship and energy-draining relationship. There are some relationships that are draining your energy. Get out of that relationship. Get out. Get out. Toxic people are dangerous. Avoid them. So stop managing your time. Stop managing your energy. And lastly, living wisely through prudence. Jethro and Moses demonstrated prudence. Jethro saw ahead. Moses listened. Can you see? That's prudence. Jethro saw ahead. Moses listened. That's prudence. Both of them demonstrated prudence. Prudence involves seeing ahead, recognizing limitation, receiving counsel, and making adjustment before unnecessary damage occurs. That's prudence. So prudence asks not only, is this working today, but also, can this continue working tomorrow? That's prudence. Proverbs 8:12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge and what? Discretion. Look at David's action. In 1 Samuel chapter 30, when Moses and his soldiers, they went to war. Before they came back, the enemy came. And what did they do? They captured their wives, their children, everything. They took them away. And what happened? All his soldiers, they became angry. They wanted to kill David. But what did David do? The first thing that David did was to call Abiathar, that is the priest. And he said, please, bring your ephod. Let's talk. Let's talk to God. What does that represent? Knowledge. That's knowledge. David sought for knowledge. The next thing that he did, when they were praying there, he said, God, shall I pursue? Shall I overtake? That is wisdom. What was the next thing that he did? He asked God again about the consequences. Shall I recover? Is it possible for us to recover? Are we going to recover all? That is prudence. That's prudence. And what followed? He said, okay, let's go to war. God said we should go. Because God said, go, you will recover all. They fought. They recovered everything. After they recovered everything, the soldiers that followed him to war said, we are not going to distribute the spoil equally. Because some soldiers, out of annoyance or tiredness, weariness, they couldn't go to war again. And David used discretion. David said, the spoil is for all. The spoil is for all. Whether they follow us or not, we are going to share it equally. That is the way you should live your life. Wisdom works with knowledge. Wisdom works with discretion. Wisdom works with prudence. Wisdom does not stand alone. Wisdom cannot stand alone. Wisdom must stand with discretion. Wisdom must stand with knowledge. Wisdom must stand with prudence. Wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge and discretion. So 4 things to do this week and we close. Number 1, audit your priorities. What are you doing that you should stop? What are you not doing that you should start? What darling project needs to be keyed? It's your darling project. But it's draining you. 2, clarify your role. What is the one thing only you can do? What can you delegate? Who can you delegate the rest to? 3, allocate your time intentionally. Look at your calendar. Does it reflect what you say you value? If not, change it. And lastly, guard your energy. Identify energy-giving relationships and energy-draining ones. Protect your rest. Rise up on your feet.